So I just wanted to get this quick video in. I am down in Taos, New Mexico, just outside of Taos, New Mexico. I'm working. I drove one of my regular clients down here, and she paid me to drive her down here. And about 6 weeks ago, 42, 43 videos in, I had $23 in my bank account. And today, my client paid me over $1,000 to drive from Boulder down to outside of Taos, New Mexico. And all that is to say that things are changing. My name is Gerald, and I am money drunk. And I wouldn't have said this a couple of weeks ago, and I wouldn't have been recording this either, because I wasn't in the habit of recording videos. Usually I'm in my studio, I'm in my home, I'm in my townhome, and that's usually where I film all my videos. And today I'm out at this spa and resort in the middle of New Mexico here, and it is absolutely stunning as we walk around here. And like I said, 6 weeks ago, this wouldn't have been possible. And I'm just so grateful that I'm just willing to take the next step, just to take the next step. I know for me that this has been a really difficult road. As you may know, I'm in recovery, and that has been tremendously helpful. But I feel like there's been some other things that have been going on in the background as well too. So, and that's what I really want to talk about in this video today. You see, I just got off the phone. I was talking with a ADHD coach, and I haven't been diagnosed yet. So, but I got a lot more information. And I know for me and a lot of other people who have ADHD, just trying to get started on a task is really, really difficult. And I know for me, it's not getting started with the task that's not too difficult. Already this year, I've had 3 different side hustles. I've done voice acting, and I've done, I wrote books. I self-published 5 books, part of a 12-book series, self-published 5 books. And now I'm doing this YouTube channel. I did a little bit of YouTube with the book publishing too, but that's not really the point. The point that I want to make here is that I'm not afraid to start something. And starting something is one of the biggest hurdles. My problem is following through with something, getting something monetized. That has been so difficult for me, if not impossible for me, to be able to stick with a job, to be able to stick with a profession, a career, to be able to stick with an idea and be able to see it through, even in the messy middle when things get really, really difficult. And that's where I am right now with this YouTube channel. Yeah, yesterday's video was a little bit better. And what I mean by a little bit better is I got 11 views on my video. So, just barely breaking double digits with video views. But I know for me, doing these YouTube videos is a form of self-expression for me. And as I begin to understand a little bit more about ADHD and a little bit more about ADD, I can see that there are still a lot of limiting beliefs that are stopping me and that are blocking me. And that was one of the things that we were talking about today. The language that I use, even when I talk about recovery, and even when I talk about taking the very next step, but still the pain and suffering that I'm going through each and every day, especially as it relates to money, the money mindset that I have, my relationship with money, it's still chock-a-block full of limiting beliefs. So I know that 12-step is a really great way for me to begin to turn down the noise on those limiting beliefs, and certainly being able to identify uh, opportunities for growth, limiting beliefs. That is one thing that 12-step is really, really good at, and I think is really, really important and great for anyone to take a look at. But being able to identify my limiting beliefs and to begin to change my story. You know, I've been doing these videos for a little while, and I've been talking about being inside the problem. I'm trying to, and it's really difficult to read the label on the outside of the bottle when you're inside of the bottle here. And I don't know if you really understand that metaphor, or if I'm making that very clear, but my point is that self-knowledge is not really useful. It's not really useful. And having an outside objective opinion is so important. And I'm so grateful for, the people that are now in my life that I get to call every day and depend on every day. And when I need to make a serious financial decision or a minor financial decision, I can reach out to them and say, hey, does this make sense? Well, hey, Gerald, does that fit into your spending plan? No, it doesn't. Okay, well then, no. you can't spend that $5 or $10 or $100 or $10,000. You can't do that. So, and I need that voice of reason, because I have this compulsion. I have this compulsion to self-sabotage. I have this compulsion to take to not see my value, not be able to see how I can contribute. And that leads me to lose interest, and that leads me to self-sabotage, and there goes my job, and there goes my housing again. So how do we stop this entire cycle? How do we arrest all of this? And I think, for me to be able to participate in some sort of coaching, and to participate in this coaching program, I think that that's going to be a huge step for me, along with all the other work that I'm doing, because just like I said, this is another opportunity for growth, an opportunity for growth. And that's what this is all about. That's what this entire exercise is all about. I think that's what life is all about. It's meeting some sort of obstacle, no matter how big or how small, and being able to transform, to have one perspective about it, and to come out the other side with a different perspective, a different way of dealing with the challenge, so that when the challenge comes up next time, and there will be a next time, to be able to handle that and move on to the next challenge. And you can think of it as either like Groundhog Day, or you can think about it as like Sisyphus pushing that rock up the hill, or I can think of it as this ever unfolding journey that I'm on. I talk about that a lot on this program. I ask you to join me along this journey. Now would be a good time for me to mention that link down in the description below. Go ahead and click on that link and schedule a free call with me. I'd love to learn more about some of the blocks that you're having with money, some of the things that are stopping you from taking that very next step, whether that's starting a business, or whether it's asking for a raise, or whether it's going after a new career, or getting that new job. Whatever it is that's stopping you, I'd love to talk to you about that. I'd love to work through that with you. I'd love to help you gain a new perspective, because again, that's what this is all about. That's what it's all about. So if this video meant anything to you, I know this is a little rough here, I know it's a little bit wandering here, but if this video, if you resonated with anything in this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And like I said, not only, click on that link below and schedule that free call with me, but also subscribe. I'd love it if you would subscribe so I can bring more videos like this to you and be able to go through this problem of under-earning, go through this problem of continuing to live beyond my means compulsively, and be able to take that next right action in my career, on this YouTube channel, in life. Because all of this, it all matters. Hitting the record button today, that mattered to me. And I hope that it matters to you as well too. Join me on this journey as I continue to get money sober. Watch this next video, where is it? Right over here, right over there. And go ahead and see how this journey for me all began. I'd love to see you on the other side.